Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for your match review. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0, the SummerSlam WWE Super Summer Series something. Doesn't matter. We won, all right? We finished top of the table. Not that anybody cares. On to the game. It's all right. It's decent. Like, we didn't really go into, third gear. We were kind of in first gear, second gear. Fulham didn't really put the kind of pressure and, really bring the game to us from an attacking standpoint like I would have wanted, especially with Sterling making a debut in goal. We didn't really get to see many saves. I can't really think of many serious saves that he had to make in this game without looking at statistics. So, and the same applied to Bergstrom as well. I think Bergstrom actually had to make one proper save from the near post. But yeah, Fulham didn't really offer too much from an attacking standpoint. I think they're going to potentially struggle quite a bit this season in the Premier League. I definitely think they'll be in the bottom half. No Mitrovic in this team. No Paulinho with a shoulder injury as well. They just looked a bit toothless. They looked just a little bit, he's just a bit washed. But for us, Gusto, solid again in the team, doing a good job. James came in second half, again, solid, no problems. Looked very casual, looked very nonchalant, but I think I agree with the comments. I think he was trying to, stay away from injury, stay away from contact as well. He didn't want to get too much contact. Obviously, we know that he's been struggling a lot with reoccurring injuries, so I think he just wanted to play it safe today. Humphreys. Shout out Humphreys today, because Humphreys was playing some beautiful line-breaking passes today. He was really showing himself to be a solid option. Now, I do feel like he'll potentially go out on loan. I think he's really potentially propelled himself to a good Premier League, lower half of the table team loan, where he could potentially be a starter. He was really good in this pre-season. I was really happy with him. Obviously, we've signed 2 new players, one of them being a centre-back. Does play on the right side of defence in a 4, but that is just an extra centre-back to compete with on the grand scheme. We know we've got 2 left-footed centre-backs, Badiashile, to come back in, so it will be difficult for Humphreys to see game time, but I think he's been really solid, and if we didn't sign another centre-back, he definitely could have made a case for him to stay. If Chalobah leaves, but he did pick up an injury today, West Ham are interested, that's the latest, and there's going to be a whole host of clubs coming in for him, and maybe we may decide to keep Humphreys as a depth option, but I thought he was very good. He's very confident passing with both feet, played those dangerous, bold passes in between the lines on the ground, and quite a few of them come off, and he did look very good. In terms of Silva, he got his goal, solid as always, and it was a nice header as well from the cross from Chilwell. Now, Chilwell's delivery from the corners was really solid. I think he was good off the ball again, making those runs, getting into dangerous positions, had a really good shot that was saved. I do feel like in possession, though, Chilwell was a lot more limiting. And I think it stood out to me again even more when I saw Lewis Hall come on in the left wing-back position in the second half, where we changed to a back 3. Cucurella, was decent again, but for pace-wise, sometimes would be running, and trying to keep up with an ongoing situation at hand. But for me, when it came down to Lewis Hall, he was the standout of all the left backs that played today. Every single left back played today. He was the most polished, and yeah, when Chilwell was in possession, you could see that the angles just kind of close up for him. He doesn't ever use his right foot to open up the options, and he just does go back. If it's not, staring at him in the face in front of him. So I do feel like Lewis Hall is a lot better at coming inside, carrying the ball inside as he did. He's quick to use both feet and wiggle out of situations and carry the ball past players. So as I've been thinking and saying, technically in terms of potential, I just feel like he's got a higher ceiling than both the seniors. Now, politics may play a part as to whether he'll get an opportunity this season, but if he doesn't stay this season, Lewis Hall, and he does go out on loan, and he has a great loan, bet your bollocks next summer when he comes back, one of these senior left backs have got to be keeping it stepping, because he looks like he's only going upwards, and he does look like he's got more potential. He's overlapping, he's crossing, he's inverting, and he's linking up and connecting dots, and he's carrying the ball. So yeah, he was much more impressive when he came on. But yeah, Chilwell was fine. No, it wasn't bad. He was just decent. Enzo was really quite poor. Gave the ball away a lot today. Enzo was giving the ball away a lot, man. It was really quite surprising. The weight of pass wasn't right. The selection and type of pass he was trying to play wasn't right. Under hit, over hit. Just not great. Not great from Enzo. Definitely rusty. Definitely needs more minutes in the tank before Liverpool. He needs to probably start against Dortmund and play a good chunk of that as well, because he will start against Liverpool. That goes without saying. You know, we haven't secured Caicedo. Santos was really good again today. I think he's probably been one of the most impressive players in pre-season, alongside, you could say, Augusto, and maybe a couple of others, Jackson. But yeah, Santos is really holding it down in midfield today. You know, just looks comfortable, can handle the tempo, handle the pace, happy to take the ball in the first phase, looks ready for the Premier League. Obviously, I'd like him to be a squad option, not necessarily a starter. But if we don't get Caicedo, I'm not worried about Santos. I'm not going to lie. Like, I am very impressed. It would just be nice to have another option that's done it for a season and can give him a little bit of a rotation at least, you know, where he's not under severe pressure. But Santos has been solid, really solid. I don't think I can really point to any mistakes from him in this pre-season. He's been very, very mature in the position. Carney, lovely assist as well. Carney, really good assist. Similar to the first time that Nkunku scored, where Carney carried it, 1-2 with Matson, carried it into the box. I had that shot and then it fell to Nkunku with the tap in. Exactly the similar situation here. Sterling on the right hand side, doesn't really release it, but it kind of just falls to Carney. He gets through a couple of players and then, you know, he has the shot and it falls to Nkunku, tap in again. So Carney looking good. It will be between him and Cassidy for the loan. I think from this game, you could definitely say Carney was much better, because Cassidy, when he came on, the game kind of passed him by for most of it. And he did look like it was moving a bit too quick for him. And again, that he kind of went missing a little bit, and I felt like that against Newcastle as well for the first 10-15 minutes when he was on. So he might be more viable to be going out on loan than Carney right now. And then Nkunku got his goal. You know, he got his goal. I still want Nkunku to be involved in the play a lot more. I still don't feel like Nkunku's really involved in the play massively, and that he's like having a massive influence on the general play and the way that we're playing. But he's popping up and he's getting a goal when need be, and he's active and alive in the box. And how many times have we seen a cross go in, someone's not ready, you know, a tap in, it could be there from a shot, from a parry, someone's not ready. Nkunku's always ready, he's always active, and he's always ready to pounce. So that's a plus. And Burstow, who started as well, just off the pace, completely off the pace, not at the races. Definitely this level's too high for him. But I was saying, you know, we're about to sign potentially another young striker to loan to Strasbourg. We've already got Broja, we've got Jackson, we've also got Fofana on loan to Union Berlin, who's going to be playing Champions League football. We don't really need this 19-year-old from the academy to do anything special. To be honest, we've got enough young strikers as it is that are trying to fight for places across various clubs. So yeah, I've no problems there. I think for me, just again, second half, the whole game, you know, it wasn't the most entertaining game, you know. And we have to take a bit of responsibility for that, because we could have put on a crazy masterclass today and it could have been, you know, 10 out of 10s across the board, but it just wasn't. It just felt a little bit like laggy from a few players. Angelo comes on, first couple of touches are a bit rusty, then he starts to get in the mood, nutmegs and starts to look good, so he was fun to watch. Matson had a good opportunity, didn't take, you know, so, you know, not his best performance. You know, you definitely would have said the other preseason games, all the other preseason games, he was more impressive. Second half was just a bit of a drag. Jackson as well, tried a couple little flicks here and there, didn't really come off. He did skip around a couple of players and shoot and get blocked, could have scored. But again, not his best performance, not Matson's best performance. Lewis Hall, maybe one of the standouts you'd say in the second half. Gallagher, decent. Cassidy, like I said, kind of non-existent for most of it. So yeah, it just wasn't a great game. I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't a great game. Fulham didn't help. They didn't really bring much to the party. They don't really have any star quality that I can see in that team. Harry Wilson can hit a free kick every now and then. William did his best to try and manufacture something from the left hand side, but it was just a bit of a drag of a game, to be honest. And we didn't really have to go to the next level to win. The 2 goals came. They were deserved. We deserved to win, but we weren't brilliant. I think the goalkeeper, you know, Stellina, he did have a couple rocky moments on the ball. So he did show that. For me, I don't think any of the young goalkeepers, even Bergstrom, I don't think any of the young goalkeepers are competing with Kepa. We need to sign an experienced goalkeeper. There's plenty of options out there, whether it's Bono, whether it's Sommer, whether it's Navas. Go and get an experienced goalkeeper, bare minimum, to compete with Kepa. If you're thinking about Sanchez from Brighton, don't think. Not only should we not really be negotiating with them again after everything that's been going on this summer, he's just also not that good. You know, he's not that good. You're just bringing in another keeper with plenty of mistakes and plenty of issues within their game. He's not that impressive from a distribution standpoint at all. Nothing that separates really him or Kepa in that regard. And from a shot stopping standpoint, I've seen so many silly errors and mistakes. It just seems like a pointless deal to get done. You can do a loan deal, but like I said, there's other options out there. Just why deal with Brighton? Why help Brighton? Unless it's guaranteeing getting you Caicedo. But even still, it shouldn't even be involved. You know, Brighton shouldn't even be allowed to even involve such a player in the deal. We should just be handling that separately. So, yeah, for me personally, not moved on Sanchez at all. I think it's a very much not even a sideways step, just a pointless step. So hopefully that's not going to be coming to fruition. But we've signed 2 young players from Rennes and Monaco. 2 young French players have come in again. We might see them against Dortmund because they are, you know, one is on the way to the US and the other could really get completed tomorrow, Monday, really all things done and signed and sealed and announced. So we could see some couple of other players against Dortmund, but on the whole, I'd like to see the strongest team against Dortmund, to be honest. I want to see the strongest team, the team that is going to play against Liverpool or close to it, because that is our last official preseason game. There'll probably be one behind closed doors, and then next thing you know, we're playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. So ideally, I'd like to see, you know, the strongest team, so we can get to grips of where we're at, what level we're at, and whether or not we're going to be ready for Salah and for McAllister and for Szoboszlai. Because to be honest, none of the teams we've come up against have the quality that Liverpool have, even though Liverpool have had their own, you know, issues in pre-season defensively. So it's going to be a big game. We need to be ready. We need to win. Not much more to it in this review. No Mudryk today, but you know, he'll get his game time. We saw Angelo, we saw Hall. They were the ones that got 0 minutes in the last one, so it was nice to see them poke their heads out and get 45 minutes. And that maybe leaves the door open for one of them not to go out on loan, but I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. So we'll see. We'll smash up the like, subscribe, guys. 2-0, we'll take it, we'll move on, but I'm not gonna lie now, I need competitive games. I'm pretty much done with this friendly shit. I need some serious points on the line. Until next time, in a bit, people. Peace.